Battlefield has recently taken us to both world wars and shown us the grit of the past, but most fans are ready for something different. So today we will be looking at 5 possible and rumored settings for Battlefield 6. Now just to start off, a Battlefield Bad Company game could technically be set anywhere at any time, so it will not be on this list for that reason, so don't freak out in the comments when you don't see it. Anyway, if you enjoy the video, then do leave a juicy like. Make sure to subscribe if you want more of this type of content, and as always, preach the gospel of Jaws at people. So let's kick it off with number 5, and that would be a Futuristic Battlefield. Now last time we saw a BF game set in the future was Battlefield 2142, and it was fairly popular among fans. This could offer a lot of different and new experiences in gameplay, as the devs won't be tied to reality or history, giving them more freedom to innovate with new gameplay ideas. The reason I don't see this coming is simply no one is asking for it. Plus, if you want outer space and lasers, then DICE also makes a little known game called Star Wars Battlefront 2. It could be a fun time though, and it would be very different from what we have seen from Battlefield recently, but at the end of the day, I just don't see it coming. Next on the list is the Vietnam War. Battlefield Vietnam is already an installment in the series, but with all that time gone by and the advances of next-gen consoles coming out next year, a Vietnam set game is almost begging to be released. Now I did go in depth on this idea in a previous video that it will have on screen, so click on that if you want to see it, but I think Vietnam is the type of game that can please everyone. It is modern enough that we'll see the return of helicopters and jets, as well as a lot of modern weaponry, but in the past in an iconic setting, so that will please players wanting modern combat, but also desiring a historical location. I do think this will be a fantastic setting for Battlefield to go to, but I don't know if this is the right time. As we saw with 2016's COD Infinite Warfare, timing is everything and it just isn't the right time for Vietnam right now, but I do think this is a must-see location for Battlefield. Next up kind of piggybacks off of Vietnam, and that would be a Cold War game. The issue with this is Battlefield is based on large-scale combat, and the Cold War was much more tactical and about espionage. The weapons and technology were rapidly advancing though, and a fictionally set Cold War Gone Hot game could make for some awesome gameplay and retain that iconic look of the Cold War with various gritty locations, radiation wardings everywhere, and a swath of top secret technology waiting to be used on the battlefield. Could be a fun setting, but again, I'm just not so sure that people are asking for that right now. One they were talking about prior to Battlefield 5's release though was a Korean War game, and trust me, that would be very cool. Iconic weapons from World War II could remain as well as new vehicles and weapons from the earliest part of the Cold War. And also, no game has covered the Korean War, giving it the mysterious vibes we all got from BF1 when it was released as a World War I game, another war that is not covered very much in gaming. There are a couple problems though, one being that the game may be too similar to a World War II game in terms of feel, with a lot of weapons and vehicles being similar or identical to those used in the Second World War, considering it took place only 5 years after the end of the war. The other being that North Korea may get butthurt like they did with the movie The Interview, which I highly suggest watching. Now on to the last setting, and that is the near future modern era. This is the one a majority of the community have been asking for, and a lot of us remember the days of Battlefield 3 and 4. In fact, both games have a very live player base to this day, and I'm sure the community will be very pleased with a modern set game. Now obviously we want to see Bad Company 3, and a modern setting would fit that well, but recent leaks suggest Bad Company 3 was scrapped for Battlefield 6, and it would be much more like BF4. So looks like we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer for Bad Company 3, but again, if you want me to go more in depth on these Battlefield 6 leaks, then like and subscribe and let me know down below. Also let me know what setting you want to see. I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you for watching. I will see you all in the next video.